Hey, Paul.
Hey, Billy.
Hey, how you doing, man? This is Bill Hernandez with RockBandReviews.com here in supposedly sunny Fort Lauderdale. It's a little freaking cloudy and raining right now.
It's snowing here up in Connecticut, New York.
Oh man, Connecticut.
Oh, yeah. Hey, thanks for doing this. I appreciate it.
Hey, no worries, man. I've been listening to Badass Generation, man, and that freaking CD is badass, bro. I get up.
I'm glad to make it.
I get up at six. I get up at 6 a.m. I actually uploaded the CD to my Mac, put it on my iPhone, and I listen to it in the morning on the way to work, man.
Yeah, I wanted to make a CD that you just listened to and went off and did your thing and drove and worked and that kind of thing. Like a whole album that you could just keep it going around and around, just through the shuffle.
It's so funny because on the back cover, you guys are walking through a ton of snow, and here you are in Connecticut, and it's snowing.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was like kind of like a Beatles kind of reference, that kind of artwork.
Yeah, because I didn't think you actually wore suits when you're on stage,
Yeah. Well, we're thinking about it. Everybody's saying there might be a way to go, but I don't want it to be the Hives kind of thing.
Exactly. Now, I wanted to ask you, like as a kid growing up, did you know that you wanted to make music for a living?
Oh, hell yeah.
Because
That's all I wanted to do.
most kids want to be an astronaut, a fireman, a policeman. You know that old traditional shit. You know what I mean? But you knew you wanted.
The guitar did it for me, but it wasn't just the guitar. It was just being around everything that was music. So the recording end of it, the producing end of it. I mean, I didn't know I was going to produce back in the day, but I knew I wanted to be involved and surrounded by that and find out some kind of niche that I could pursue to have this be a career. Yeah, it's hard to do, and then but I got lucky and I made sure that I covered all the bases. So I went to music college, that kind of thing. So
Yeah, I see you were with Steve Vai in school, right?
Yeah, I took lessons from him. I went to Berkeley, went to University of Bridgeport. They had a big jazz department there. Then I studied outside with Steve Kahn and Mike Stern.
Unbelievable, man. Now, I hear a ton of influences in your music, especially like ZZ Top stands out. That good Texas blues, and who were some of the people growing up that you listened to that may have helped shape your sound?
Well, yeah, Billy Gibbons, Hendrix, Johnny Winter, of course, Zeppelin, Aerosmith. All this music really references those styles, and I found that some great musicians that were also into that style as well. But yes, everything from this album's really retro 70s, but we didn't want to go so far back that it was we were playing old stuff.
Sure.
So we analyzed that stuff and listen to all the production value of the guitar sounds and the how they did things. But all those everything pretty much that everybody that listens to this was into. Everybody professes that they're into classic rock, but a lot of bands aren't playing that kind of stuff. They're not, they are now a little bit. So it's a good time. You can really mix stuff up. So that's why it's a cross between jam and blues and rock and classic and pop. I just got so inspired, and I got a great singer that was number 2 on The Voice, Morton Fredon. What a great vocalist, great melodies, and it was just a pleasure to work with him to write. So yeah, influences like that, Zeppelin, Van Halen, everything, guitar stuff, but also songwriting stuff, and Tom Petty and Boston, and I really went back and researched all that stuff. I didn't know all of it, but I knew that I liked listening to it, so I figured that this would be the niche that people would be into and go, wow, this reminds me of one. It's sort of like, wow. The biggest compliment I got was that someone said, this sounds like an album that I should have in my collection, and I forgot to buy it. Yeah, it should be next to my Boston album and my Black Sabbath and my Zeppelin. That was the highest compliment because that's what I was trying to achieve.
Nice.
I wanted to service the song with the guitar, write good melodies, tell a story, and just keep it in a good song format. You know, there's not too many songs now. Everybody's playing guitar and singing, and every time you listen to something, it's like the listener's getting a guitar lesson. It's like, what?
Exactly. Yep.
And there's no frontmen.
Now,
They're all playing guitar for years, and then all of a sudden they're singers after like a year, and it's like, really?
Yeah.
You're singing now? So I went the other route. You know, we listened to Queen. We listened to before we started writing and rehearsing, we'd listen to all these, you know, Skinner, ZZ Top, and this and that. And then we just have that in our head, and then we just start working on our own stuff. And, you know, the grooves influenced us in the production. So that's what we did. And then formatting the songs in a certain order so it flows, that's important. That's how I produce. So there you go.
now, as a guitar player, are you self-taught?
What's that?
Are you self-taught as a guitar player?
No. I mean.
Well, yeah, you went to Berkeley and all that, but I mean, in the beginning, did you just pick? Go ahead.
Yeah, even if you study yourself, you're pushing yourself. I mean, so it's kind of weird if you say self-taught, but yeah. I've always taken lessons. I've always studied with other people. I've always wanted to improve. So yeah, in that respect, yes.
I mean, I play as well, you know, just for myself basically, but when I had met Joe Satriani, he goes, you know, if you're practicing and you're playing the same shit over and over, you're not practicing. You got to play new stuff. You have to challenge yourself all the time, you know?
Yeah, all the time.
Yep.
I'm always listening to, going to the past, listening to blues stuff, but at the same time I'm listening to, top players, getting ideas, chords, scales, whatever you can think of, just to add.
Right. Now a lot of rock musicians, blues players that I've interviewed, a lot of them actually will go back and listen to classical music. Do you listen to any of that stuff?
I do that occasionally. I mean, you want to get that's for soloing and stuff. It doesn't. Make the chord changes help your songwriting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that kind of thing. Yeah, sure. I mean, Beatles did that a lot. You'd hear in the bridges they went through classical changes, and then they did more standard pop kind of changes on the verses or whatever, and then they'd go into these big elaborate kind of descending lines or ascending lines.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not that much fun. If all of a sudden I want to make sure that my proficiency on the guitar is always improving, I'll listen there and practice in thirds and fourths and scales and sequences and that kind of thing for the technical aspect.
Right.
But for songwriting, you know, I just listen to the song form, the structure.
Right.
And then you input your own stuff. So.
Now your voice is also your instrument. Do you do anything to maintain your voice before shows?
Well, I don't sing as much. Like I said, I have a lead singer, but I do like background vocals, so I don't have to worry about that much. But the singer that I have, Morton, he, like I said, he was number 2 on The Voice. He just nailed this, and it's so inspirational when you're writing, and you know that as you're writing, the musicians around you are going to turn what you're doing into exactly or even more than what you thought it was going to be, lyrically and harmonically. So it was very inspiring to start writing and then hear them add on to it. It was really cool, and it made it just flow out of me. I mean, I wrote most of that material very quickly.
Now, aside from guitar, do you play any other instruments?
Everybody always plays a little bass. I started off on drums a little bit. But no, the guitar is the main thing. No piano, but guitar, yeah.
Now, let me ask you, when you're writing a song and you're writing the music part, do you do the drum part, do you do the bass part, or do you bring other people in to do that with you?
I'll write it on an electric guitar, maybe the chords first. I usually do the music first, and then once I get the groove and then I'm inspired by it, then the lyrics kind of take hold. into whatever whether it's a minor song or a major song or happy or whatever, and then the words just start pouring out, or you have to scrap stuff and you start writing again. But it's a development process, so it's section by section by section. But the main thing I always make sure of is that I follow a song form.
Mm-hmm.
There's like, even the country people, they follow a set, how the verses are established, how the bridges are established, the solo sections, the pre-chorus.
Yeah, there's a formula. Yeah.
And I input stuff into that. So I'll actually take sheets of music and write out the form first, and then input my ideas. So then I'll know whether I need to repeat something or change. And then that also keeps it within the 3-minute something, 4-minute something song length.
Mm-hmm.
So the songs are structured. There's an ending and a beginning, and it keeps you from writing these elaborate, riff after riff after riff. That's one of the problems. So
Right.
But then when the vocals go over it, you start taking out, adding. Once you start getting the feel for it, either other instrumentation or you start shortening up parts, so you start hearing how things are too repetitive, not repetitive enough, not flowing, needs more, needs less, that kind of thing. So that's how it develops. It's in pieces, sections, and then the whole overall thing develops into a song.
Now, you had mentioned... Go ahead. But I was going to say, you had mentioned people, like Billy Gibbons and Steve Vai and such.
Yeah.
Who are you listening to today that's on the radio that inspires you?
I keep on going back to the old blues guys for the riffing part and for those kind of ideas, but I really started delving back into the Zeppelin stuff, the Aerosmith, a lot of Aerosmith for some reason, a lot of Queen, a lot of Tom Petty, a lot of Skinner, a lot of Homer Brothers, because I played, a lot of slide, and obviously a lot of Johnny stuff because I hear that all the time.
Yeah.
But I've been really listening to that type of stuff. I'm really concentrating on that, and that's what came out on this record. But
I can totally hear it.
Yeah, but I just a good friend of mine, Anders Osborne. I really like his band.
Mm-hmm.
And I love what he's doing.
Now, so Paul, what's next for you and the Paul Nelson Band down the road?
Well, right now, the album just came out, a week ago or a week and a half ago. So, pushing it like crazy. It's hitting radio. It's doing really well on the charts. I'm starting playing shows with the Johnny Winter All-Star Band tomorrow for a couple months. And then in May, I think we're going to start touring our stuff. But right now, Johnny Winter's movie's coming out, so we're pushing that. But at the same time, the fans are going to come to, hang and see the movie and talk to me and watch me play. And that's pretty cool.
That's unbelievable, man. You got any dates set for Fort Lauderdale in the future or down here in Florida?
I'm sure we will.
Well, I definitely look... Go ahead.
I'm working producing other artists, too. I just produced and played on Joe Louis Walker's record. I did Larry Bud Welsh's album.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on James Montgomery's album with Jimmy Vivino and Grace Kelly from The Colbert Show.
Oh, nice.
So tribute to Paul Butterfield.
Awesome.
What else did I do? Lance Lopez's record. I just produced that and recorded that. A lot of stuff.
Well, I'm talking with Lance on Friday, as a matter of fact, and Joe Louis Walker when he comes back from overseas from his tour.
Yeah, he's over in Israel right now. Yeah.
Yep. All right, man.
Great. So you really enjoyed the album? I'm so happy.
Oh yeah, I'm still listening to it every morning, man.
There's a lot of ear candy in there. Every time you listen to it, there's cool little hidden things.
Yeah, it's my morning cup of coffee, bro.
Thanks. That's what I wanted. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
I want to thank you so much, Paul, for this opportunity. It's a privilege, and I look forward to seeing you in the future down here. Hopefully we can catch you live. And once this posts up on our website, probably by tomorrow evening, I'll send it to John Lappin, and hopefully he'll forward it to you, and you can check out the layout and everything. And
yeah, it'll be posted everywhere, and I really appreciate it. Thanks.
all right, no problem, Paul. I'll keep in touch, and we'll see you soon, man.
All right, enjoy that album. Play the shit out of it.
Absolutely.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, later, man. Stay warm.
All right, buddy. Oh, yeah. Thanks.
All right, bye, Paul.